Today on Unfiltered Brew, we are going to be talking about South Park and the current administration. Elizabeth, go!
No, I don't want to have any opinions on that.
Welcome to Unfiltered Brew, where the jokes are hot and the nostalgia runs deep. This is Lab Life with no filters. So, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Unfiltered Brew. What do we have here? We're being a couple of few goofballs here on a fine. Won't say the day of the week because I'll get in trouble. But anyway, we're going to have some fun here on our Unfiltered Brew and the three of us getting together. And we don't have a guest today. That's what Unfiltered Brew is all about. We're just going to chill, hang, and talk shop and all the other things that are going on. And yet earlier we were talking about ADLM. For those that aren't familiar with ADLM, that's like the diagnostic industry version of SLAS. I want to put a label on it, but much bigger. That industry certainly, because everybody needs diagnostics, right? Blood test, all that stuff. And it's a big shopping. It's like I was about to say the Walmart of diagnostics, but it's just like a big shopping spree. Go around, talk to all your vendors and figure out what you want to buy next and all the automation. It's a little bit of everything. And then like all trade shows these days, guaranteed in the back of the show, you're going to have a bunch of 10 by 10 booths, very small companies, typically maybe selling bearings or cameras or wires or whatever. But towards the front of the show, some of the biggest booths I've ever seen in trade shows. So that's coming up. And more, I think the space we've all spent most of our career in is making its way into that industry because density, microtiter plate based stuff continues to be more and more popular in diagnostics, right? Or that format, that size, a lot of the different instruments using instrumentation that kind of came from our industry. So it's kind of cool to see the crossover there. But yeah, that's coming up, and trying to think of other events that are coming up. Are there any more L rigs for the year? I guess there's the Boston maybe or something.
In fall, October 28th, I think is the New England event. But New York has a social coming up on August 7th.
They are all about the socials. They love their social.
I would love to attend one.
We do happy hours out here in the West. They do socials. Maybe that's an idea.
They classed it up.
They classed it up. Would you like some tea with your crumpets?
It's a social. We do socials here.
It's a social event on the top of a building in Manhattan, of course.
I guess if you've got that view, it is a social.
Yeah, that is a social.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good view, right? If you can find something. I think that, it was the last one I tried to make. It's hard to make those, justifying the trip, getting down to Manhattan. Even if I'm from, in Boston for business, making it down there. That's tough. But any more Canadian events, Elizabeth?
Not yet, but we are planning something in the fall. I mean, we don't have any dates yet, but in Toronto, we will want to have one.
Okay. And would you do just more of a social kind of thing, or would it be a more elaborate?
Yes, networking, social, kind of like just
not the tabletop thing.
No, not tabletops. That is only once a year for now, until we get more volunteers to help us out with the coordination of everything. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. We are, I will reveal, we are in the early stages of establishing a chapter in Nevada. And we're going to include, I think, Central California, basically all the non-covered areas that already have a spot. Because, I mean, you've got San Diego and you've got Bay Area. I don't think there's anything in between that. There's nothing for Sacramento. So we can, kind of have a little bit larger region, which, it's like all the central regions, right? They're much bigger, smaller number of people, less dense. But, we're looking forward to that.
Isn't that funny that the bigger areas have less density? Like you think if there was so much land in central, like just, put some companies there.
Right. Lower cost, Boy, we are all about that, Sura. You just touched on the whole point of me standing up in front of a bunch of people at the SLAS meetup a little while back, and we were all about that. We're like, what? It's you can have the talent here. There can be here. You know, it doesn't have to be in the Bay Area. But I mean, that's an argument could apply to areas around Sacramento too, which is growing. I mean, in terms of like biotech, certainly Sac. Well, I remember like COVID, Sacramento became like the exodus point. If people didn't want to leave California, they went to Sac, and a lot of those folks were the talent that are, you know, formerly Bay Area biotech folks. So now there's more talent, I think, in the Sac area. Yeah, it's and well, you think LA too, but there's I don't know. The density of companies in LA is not proportional to the density of LA itself. At least in our space, from what I've seen. Something about that San Diego sun. Something about saying where our company is located in the greater San Diego area. I think people like to say that, maybe. It's part of their spiel.
I will say it's nice on your lunch break to grab a sandwich from Board and Brew and, you know, go surfing and then grab a sandwich.
Never forget the time I got in somebody's car when we're going to go to a proper taco stand, get burritos, and I look at the footwell of his vehicle and there's sand in it. I'm like, I know what you're doing on the lunch break. And of course, the rack on the top is not a ski rack. It's a surfboard rack.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't get away from any of our cars not having sand in it.
No. If it doesn't have sand in it, then you're just not going to those spots, I guess. You just stay at home. That is pretty cool. It is pretty cool to have access to that. Yeah, every place is a little different. We have access to snow and skiing for good stuff. I'd say 4 months a year. You know, decent stuff. But it got hot quick this year. I mean, one year there was actually skiing in July. Can you believe that? People,
Wow.
I mean, it was definitely bring the skis that you don't care about. Because they were going to get gouged up pretty bad. But, you know, hey.
I was going to say, in July, you're pretty close to the rocks there.
Oh, yeah. You're going to hear, ooh, there goes another edge. Oh, that was it. Oh, I saw sparks on that one.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's bad.
You have to like skiing so much to do it in July.
Yeah. I can't think of any more events offhand other than, well, there are some in Europe. You know, I think there's a couple of things going on in Europe for the remainder of the year, but it's not an Analytika year, and it's, you know, these every other year shows. There is here, I will mention this one. Analytika Americas. Analytika North America, right? That is in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
Anyone going to that?
When is... No, I don't. Not attending. I mean, not exhibiting. Maybe attending. I don't know when it is, though. September, I think it was.
It is, let's see here, September 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So, maybe...
It's not that bad. The exhibition-only fee is only like $190.
Yeah. And that's the first time. I've been to Analytika for a lot of years, and it's a great event in Munich. I mean, it got a lot of things that aren't really relevant to, I think, the things we're doing, but more and more automation is coming into that show, and it's got a broader range. It's kind of like an ADLM, a SLAS, a PitCon, and maybe one other mixed into one show. And it's covering 6 halls in Munich, which is a lot. That's a big one. So Columbus, Ohio. This is
their first time in Ohio.
This is their first time in the U.S.
It's
a fraction of that. It's probably the size of an SLAS or smaller. I bet it's even smaller.
Probably smaller.
But, hey, it's a first time. And the shows that are run by the German Messe, the Messe halls are, I've always been impressed because they run it as a true corporation. Like that show is owned by the same company that runs that whole trade fair exhibition in Germany for every show, whether it's Automatica, the car show, you name it. So it's more of a corporate operation. There's less of a conference to it, but I think they do a pretty good job. So, I do have another one. East Coast SLAS meetup, Research Triangle Park. That's these meetups that they've been doing. We did the first one here in Reno for North America, and that will be a continuation of the meetups, which And that's a 2-day meetup. So
Oh, wow.
a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, RTP, I got to imagine they can get a pretty big crowd for RTP. So looking forward to that. I think I can make that one, actually. That one is August 12th and 13th for those that are
RTP,
interested.
you're going to be over there.
RTP, yeah, because I can make a nice trip out of that. I think, and we can go visit some folks in the area. So yeah, that's a good one. Let's see, anything else coming up?
I think Future Labs in Philadelphia in October.
Okay, Future Labs, right? ILMAC 2025 in Switzerland. I'll be there. And also the MSACL show, which sadly I will not be there, but that's going to be in, I believe, that's going to be in Montreal. Snap. Darn it. That's a good one.
When is that?
I mean, it's a very small event. I mean, you know, MSACL, it's unique. But it's for, toxicology and for mass spec. It's mass spec as it's applied to the clinical laboratory. So it's a very big deal in diagnostics, right? Especially when you're doing toxicology tests or any kind of test where you need to find out exactly what the contents are. And so that one is September, right in the middle of my trip in Europe, 22nd to the 20th. Actually, it starts on the 21st on Sunday. A lot of conference activities in that conference. It's very much conference. It's a small exhibition, major conference, MSACL, 21st to 26th for those who are interested. I've been to a few of them. They used to be in Palm Springs. That was easier. But not quite as cool as Montreal. Montreal would be nice. Be nice if that was right around the time of the Grand Prix. That would be great.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Wouldn't it be great if that was
well,
right
next year probably we'll have the LRIG meeting around that time as well. We'll know.
Okay.
You never know.
Yeah. And maybe it won't be Max Verstappen that wins. Nothing against Max Verstappen, but I mean, it would be nice to, mix it up a little bit in some of those tracks where it's always the same driver that's winning. But so I think that's kind of what I have down for the events. And then some acquisition news. I recall in the last couple of weeks, right? There were some acquisitions. You saw that announcement from Hamilton. Yeah, acquiring a couple of companies in the industry. So there's never a break for acquisitions, I think. But Thermo
and Sanofi also.
Thermo and Sanofi, right? Yeah, some companies shedding certain divisions of their company. Oh yeah, and that also is the case with Becton Dickinson and Waters. Becton Dickinson and Waters have entered into a essentially spinning off their diagnostics divisions into one new company, of which Waters will own the majority of the new company, which will also be under, I don't know, the Waters name, maybe a different division to identify it or something like that, but it will be its own company. So the chessboard changing a bit with how companies are owning those assets. Yeah, so that'll be I think that'll be big news on the show floor next week. I think will be my guess, because BD has always been a major player on that show floor. They've got a big booth. That's, I'm sure, not going to change at all for this year, but in the coming year, seeing the rebranding and it made me realize I didn't really know how big Waters was. I was like, wow, okay, they are a much larger company than I had assumed. Yeah, and summer vacations wrapping up, right? I mean, here we are, end of July, about to start August. It's getting hot out here. At least it's getting hot here in Reno. What's going on? Any plans for the rest of the summertime?
Well, just one more month here, and then
that's it.
It feels like it's
put the kid back in school and call it a done
exactly.
deal. Go away, go to school.
Yeah, they trying to find them things to do is a lot of work.
Oh, I see the struggle here in my neighbors. Yeah, trying to figure it out. Yeah,
it comes and goes so fast. By the time you realize you should probably plan something for the summer, summer's already over.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Or you pretty much, with the way a lot of things work these days, you have to plan next summer at the end of the summer you're in,
Yeah,
or
that's
somewhere
always
along the
been
way.
my problem, the forward-looking summer planning.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like if you're going to go on a long or a vacation somewhere, or things you have to book long in advance. I mean, there's so many things that you can do spur of the moment too.
See, I'm
Yeah,
more of a spur of the moment thing. I feel like it's that whole like it's too much to commit to something ahead of time, like a year out. I don't know if I'm gonna feel like doing that a year out, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, that's too far, I think.
That's too far.
It has to be something really special that you want to do. I think I'm the same way. I don't plan that far in advance for stuff. I plan longer in advance for work related travel than I do for my own personal travel. I know other people are the complete opposite of that. They are planning their personal stuff way in advance. I mean, sometimes you can save a ton of money too, right?
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
That also helps.
I just feel like then it looms over you, like you have to love this place that you're gonna go in a year because you're gonna go there.
True, true. I used to go to Mexico every year with a group of folks, and we would plan at the end of the trip the previous year, because we would go to Cabo San Lucas during Halloween. And the whole Day of the Dead celebration in a place like Mexico is next level. Like,
Oh yeah.
you walk around the streets and you see all these families and kids, and they are dressed up. It's pretty cool. It's like a major, just a different celebration, right? It's not about collecting candy. It's about dressing up and celebrating on the street. So that was, and that was
celebrating
popular.
the dead.
And celebrating the dead. Celebrating the dead on the Day of the Dead. That's right. We're going dark on the Helical Brew. In our next brew, we're going to talk about dark lagers.
It's not dark. It's a happy event. You're drinking tequila
lager.
with your ancestors,
No, that's true.
right?
That's right. Well, that's the way. That's right. It's not. That's where they're taking it, right? And they're in those traditions. It's celebrating the dead and exactly raising a glass, celebrating those that are passed, and it's fantastic. And it's just it's a great vibe, and you can be on your balcony at your downtown Cabo hotel and just basically pre-party and watch the world go by, and probably recovering from a fishing trip earlier in the day, which started at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, those days.
That was actually one of the activities for the group when we came up to Vancouver, was a fishing trip for salmon. I can't remember. There was specific species of salmon. They ended up catching the species that was out of season, so they couldn't keep any.
But luck.
I know. It's like the one that they could keep, they didn't catch, and yeah, that was it. So nobody was getting a cooler to go back home with. So
did you go the first day when you were in Vancouver? No, the first day, like
they did. I did not. They did. They went. I think it was Saturday. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sunday was the baseball game. I think Saturday was the fishing trip. And there were a group of us that stayed behind, and we wanted to make sure the hotel didn't fly away in the windy Vancouver downtown, and we couldn't resist going to the Roots store. That was our other activity. There's nothing. That's a clothing item that I remember. If you see the Canadian team walking through, and in the Olympics, they've always got the Roots stuff on. So we picked up some Roots gear there in Vancouver. It was fun. It was a fun trip.
Yeah. I had such a busy week because I had my dog spayed last week.
Oh.
She's fine. She's actually very energetic now, but she shouldn't be running around. So she has to be contained in one cage, and she hates that.
I bet.
So we're having a very tough time here because there is noise all the time.
Have you heard of the thunder suits?
Yeah, she has a suit now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those really help my dog. Yeah.
He looks like a little baby.
Yeah, it's like a swaddle so that they can't access the area.
Exactly.
Oh, so they can't irritate their.
Yeah, so instead of a cone, it's just like, a suit they put on.
I didn't know that.
That's got to be very frustrating for a dog. Like,
oh, yes, she hates it. So she's been trying to get out of it, but still, yeah.
Wow.
So it's challenging. But, it had to be done. So I'm glad we're over with that part.
Yeah. This week was pretty much pretty smooth. A lot of calls and stuff, but it was a fun one. And I am looking forward to a little Chicago action downtown at the Swiss Hotel.
When are you going?
Monday.
Monday, you're flying out.
6 a.m.
That's the only part of the trips.
That one. That highlights the thing about Reno is you're never going to have the directness that you know. Even in Oakland, I had more options.
Do you connect a lot?
Yeah, it's one of three generally. It's either San Francisco, Salt Lake, or Denver. One of those three. Yeah, and sometimes Las Vegas. I think I'll have to connect in Las Vegas on the way back. But
Denver freaked me out when I flew. I connected in Denver, and there was just so much turbulence on that flight. I was like, I'm gonna die, and I'm never going through here again.
Yeah, you can go from this cold to hot really quickly. Happens here too. We're about the same altitude as Denver, so we have similar behavior. Or you get to Phoenix, and it's just like, you know, you go from cold to like mega hot, 110 degrees or something like that. And the thing slams on the ground because the air is so thin. They got full flaps, they got all that stuff, and still can't control the rate of descent very well. And
the takeoff and landing are the parts that I do not like. Always like white knuckling it.
White knuckle.
My friend takes like I forget what it is. She takes something and she's like asleep in 2 seconds for takeoff and landing. I was like, dude, I got to get me some of that.
Some people get very nervous.
I don't know.
Is that over the counter? Yeah. Well, that's some people are. I enjoy it. I like the roller coaster, so I'm good. Yeah.
I like it when it's an actual roller coaster, Mike.
Oh, okay. You can see the ground.
When I know there's like a tried and true testing pattern.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get this like thing, you know, these conversations I've had with people I've traveled with, you know, about like seatbelt thing. And it's like, oh, we're like cruising, you know. I mean, they said it's like a seatbelt sort of suggestion. I'm like, then there's this thing with the Southwest flight yesterday that dove 500 feet very fast, and people hit the ceiling. Well, the people who had their seatbelt on did not hit the ceiling. It's like, I don't, you know, as long as if it's loose, you know, I don't care. Just as long as it's closed, I don't want to be that guy.
Why did it dive so crazily?
They were it was another military not reporting the position of a plane, and yeah, it was weird.
That
that's what it sounded like. I don't know. I mean you know, or a plane that was on, you know, like the proximity alarm went off, and you know, they took evasive action, right? It's like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
See, that's why you got to fly Southwest. They fly so much, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, they also fly rough too, because they're like, some of those folks are like ex-military, and they're like, oh, we're not used to having passengers. Fly it like you don't have passengers, you know.
Fly it like it's hot.
That's right. Yeah, there's weird stuff going on with that. I think they've got too few air traffic controllers these days, and they're having issues.
Didn't they have issues ever since COVID?
Yeah, I think it's been on the decline in terms of like having things like they have situations where they can't run 2 runways where they would normally have 2 runways, not because of weather or fog or something like that. It's because they don't have enough people to actually manage 2 runways, so they can just cut it down to 1. And these government, you know, shrinkage thing doesn't help either, right?
Shrinkage,
implosion.
Oh, that reminds me of Seinfeld.
Oh, is that a line? Shrinkage.
Oh yeah. Somebody goes into very cold water, and somebody else walks in on them.
Somebody had some shrinkage going on.
Shrinkage.
Cold water induced shrinkage.
I don't buy it.
Don't buy it at all. I'm looking forward to more of my abdominal machine.
You have to do it before and after, you know, before all this workout stuff you've been doing, and then after.
Yeah, well, I've got my inspiration on, right? We got
there you go.
You know, we got Hoptor Bjornsson got the shirt going here. So Team Iceland, right? So
you've been wearing sports gear on the podcast lately.
That's right, because you got to get into the mood. You got to be in the mental space, Sura.
Yeah, I'm always putting on like
Holiday
suit jackets, and you're always chill.
Right.
I'm taking it the wrong direction, I guess.
No, this is like formal wear for a different time of the day. Like this is gym time. I don't know. Like, suit check. Is it maybe it's just programming? So I'm just like, okay, I will put on the sportswear when I get in front of the camera, and it's just where I did have the shirt in the closet back here, which you can't see, but you know, it's still back there, you know, a button-up shirt.
We should do a Hawaiian next Unfiltered Brew. We're all in like Hawaiian gear.
I've got several Hawaiian shirts. Yeah, let's do it.
My neighbor's in Hawaii and keep sending me pictures of Kauai. Like, stop making me jealous.
It's like, hey, you should come out here. It's pretty cool. It's
nice. He's like, I'm never coming back. I was like, dude, I wouldn't.
A lot of folks are going to Hawaii for sure. We had a rental. It was an Airbnb that fantastic. This thing was huge, pretty expensive, but we also put a lot, you know, could house a lot of people, and we took advantage of that. But the backyard, the patio area, I mean, it floods all the time because you just get waves and the tide. It's just over the years they learned, make everything out of rock and tile. No wood until like 5 feet up, and then you're good. So people just get used to it, I guess. All right, well, I think we can wrap it up. This episode of Unfiltered, Unchained, and Over the Top Brew is brewed.
Is brewed.
And she's gone.
Thank you for joining us on the Helical Brew. We're glad to have you with us. For more episodes, please visit our website at helicalbrew.com. That's helicalbrew.com.